Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Good. A lot of progress.
Good.
Yes. Only one issue remains, and I don't know if I have it solved yet or already. I want to go back and check one of my. I save all the progresses when I'm working, so that if something goes odd, I can always go back and look at what that did. And in the last two test cases, I was pretty sure it worked on localhost and not the IP, but I need to go back and check. But otherwise, everything installs and runs perfectly. Um,
Okay, good. Also I defaulted to my Mac, but I need to actually be on the Windows PC, right?
yes, it might. I haven't tested on Mac yet, so I won't know. Mileage may vary right now.
Do you want to try it on Mac?
We can try it on Mac.
Okay.
I mean, it's supposed to be pretty similar to the Ubuntu installs. You know what I mean? So it's like, in theory, it should work great. For me, it'll be a great test case because
Let's do it.
I have no idea what I'm going to get a hold of when I turn that monitor on.
Why, yeah, why not? Right?
Yep.
All right. So I'll go to the GitHub.
Yep.
I added the logo.
Yep. Hey, why not, right? We're starting to use it.
Yep. Um,
Yeah, repositories, or you could have went to the bottom, the right. But yep.
okay.
Now there are going to be a total of 3 different README files, but we can go through it however you want. I have them set up so that all the information isn't duplicated. It is basically this is the main README. Here's for the main project, and then you skip off to the back end, and then you come back and you come back and you come back. And I'm sure as user feedback comes and we experience installs, will change.
Okay. Um,
So let's go from here. We can I don't know if we do the GitHub here. Hold on, let me just do it because I have this all here. Let's see, that's the BrainDrive one. Oh, there we go. So are you in the back end? Nope. Okay, let's go to the back end first. That README file. There you go. And
I
this is
actually made my first commits today too to the BrainDrive memory documentation.
oh, did you from testing?
Well, no, I was just reading through the documentation and making some small edits.
Ah,
Taking the conversation that I had with Beck where he like walked me through the system and throwing
mhm.
that into the AI, did a pretty good job
Yep.
of because I have that one that has like all the foundation documents that we did, so
Hmm.
it includes all that stuff.
Let's see.
Um,
You should be able to just continue down. There you go. Installation.
okay.
Now, ooh, this is, I haven't, where are we going to go? Let's go to Mac. Let's see if they want you to do my little test. Nope. Do you have a prompt in Mac? There you go. Yes, you do.
Okay, so just do copy this.
Yep. And you would, wherever you want to be to install this, that's where I would be.
What does that mean?
Do you have a directory for projects? Like I have it in my C drive, I have a directory called projects, and that's where I dump GitHub stuff and like that. So
Yeah.
I know always where it's at. So it's up to everybody's personal preference on that one. Um,
What would you do if you were me?
I would probably have project, or I just name. Yeah, I'd go with projects so that you can handle Beck stuff and whatever we're doing. I'd
Okay,
probably.
so I go into the Finder and create a new folder or what?
Yep, yep. However, you would do it in Mac normally, but you're just creating a new directory and it's called projects.
Yeah, I'd never do that.
Then you would just basically create you would download this and run, wouldn't you? Normally.
Yeah, I would just
Okay.
wherever it goes, basically.
Okay, let's do that. Go to your root drive and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be in a single directory anyways when this gets done.
Okay.
There you go. And now it's in the BrainDrive directory. So if you do a list to see what directories you have there, you would see one of them would be BrainDrive right now.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's do, you notice the next instruction. Oh, it put you in the back end. Okay, so now let's go a little bit below. This is an assumption, of course. Do you have Conda?
I believe so because
Oh, yep.
well, actually, probably not because I think we did all that on the Windows machine, but let's see.
Yeah, because we haven't got that far. So you just scroll down a little bit. Nope, nope, the other way. Yeah, because I wanted to get you up because you have the Conda instructions right there. So go to see the Conda instructions right there. We will find out if you have Conda really quick. Not found. So you would need to go to. I'm going to throw this in chat.
Okay.
And there are two flavors, I believe, for the Mac, or the 64 and the ARM 64. Do you know which one you have?
I have I'm running on Mac Silicone,
The
so
Mac, so that would be, I believe, ARM 64. I believe.
uh but isn't the ARM chips the non-Mac chips?
That's what I don't, hold on. I'm actually Googling right now to find out.
Yeah. I think it's OSX 64, but I'm not positive. Yeah, I have the
Yeah.
Apple M3 chip.
Yep. OS marked processors. Let's go. But let's try
But
this
it
another way.
seems like I can just do conda install Anaconda conda.
True. Let's go with that one and see if yours handles that packet. Oh, that's for, because that would be for Conda. It might not know it.
No.
Nope. Okay. So yeah, hold on. Boop, boop. Conda. Do you have an M3, right? You said.
Yes.
Install. There we go. Mini Conda. Yeah, this is 64. Basically for the Mac OS, it's shooting at the 64. Everything's showing me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with that one.
So, but when I click on this, nothing happens.
Oh, boom. Why doesn't anything happen? There's go boom.
I would have thought something would happen. To install this package,
Oh,
run one of the following.
yep. Skip over to the. We're looking at Conda. You gotta go to the file section, which is up above, and then you go all the way down to. Ooh, both of them are ARM. Nope, there's an ARM 64. OS 64 is down below.
This one.
Yep.
All right. What do I do with this?
Holy crap. Let's see what that.
You'd think there would be like an exe file in here, right?
Yeah, because there is for Windows. Oh, I'm gonna just see figure out why isn't this the case? Because Windows, if I want to download Anaconda, this is an exe all day long. Let's go. How to install on Apple.
Nope.
Okay, open and download the graphical installer or the sh command. I do not know how that does. There we go. Mac OS. I do not want a video.
Here's an
Ah,
executable.
Yeah, it's inside there, so you might have to zip it, or skip registration. Here we go. This is where I want to be. This is what's normally what I look for.
What?
Here, through the other page to you. Let's go in here.
Okay, here we go. Download for Mac.
Yep.
Distribution or Anaconda?
I go with distribution. It's a little bit larger. However, it has everything.
Fine.
Yep. And we're answering all the questions that I would normally have when I'm going to approach this.
All right, good.
This is not a lost cause for me.
I'm just happy to be doing stuff. You know,
Yep. Hey, we're about to get busy.
I feel that way. I'm ready. Um, I feel like just having the BrainDrive front end with BrainDrive memory working will be like enough. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, no, that will be, I think, some pretty good push for us, especially I don't know what you and Beck have planned for the memory, but I know from the brain drive side, it's going to be basically constant development.
It's ready. The
Yeah.
memory's ready. I mean, we just have to integrate it. And he's working on an API for it
Yep.
and an MCP server for it. And so we
Shit.
should be able to use it with any front end.
Yeah. Yeah, you hit the MCP part, and that is gold.
Right. So, that's going to be pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, and this is a pretty
I
big
mean, especially
install.
if you can just zip this up into an executable that just downloads right onto the machine, you know?
Yes. What, from the memory or brain drive?
Both.
Yeah, because that's what it's like when I'm starting to look at brain drive. It's like, how could we beat everybody with being able to get a 11-year-old to install this or a housewife to install this without
Yep.
relying on some specialized tech skill?
Yep.
Me too. Brain drive 2. And then I already did that. And I do wonder what Tim has all installing in Open Web UI because even screwing around, I can't make my install that long. It, it's crazy in the difference in speed. It's like, because that one took what, I think 20 minutes total to get running, and you spent most of the time waiting. And this is like, hey, once the steps are automated, though, that'll be crazy quick for people.
Yep. All right, so that should be done, right?
Yep, that should be done. We should be able to go back in that directory and we can just throw in a conda, just a conda, see if it's actually in, or do we have to restart this terminal?
Just do Conda.
Yep, just do conda really quickly. Let's see what it does. Yeah, it's probably wants you to close that and restart a new terminal
Okay.
so that conda's in your path. If Apple works the same as Windows. So let's write in conda real quick just to see. Yep, there we go. Now we know we have it.
Okay,
So
so now I go back to the GitHub.
no, actually, we downloaded the GitHub, so we need to move into BrainDrive backend.
How do I do that?
Um, do really quick dir or ls. Let's see what's in this directory. Yeah, there you go. CD into BrainDrive and then back end.
So go CD brain drive
Yep.
like that,
Slash back end.
like that.
Yep.
Coding.
Okay, so now we're there. Now we can go to the GitHub. We can get the conda command that we didn't do correctly the last time. Yep. The environment setup. Option 1, conda. Yes. That's a speedy little machine there.
Yeah, it's a like a 2-year-old MacBook Pro, but it's got the Apple Silicon is supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
It's a Pro.
Yeah, it's like, and I've been reading, was it Mac Studio?
I bought this before I got into the AI stuff
Yeah.
though, and
Yep.
I was like, I'm just gonna get like the low end Pro. Like I don't need all this other shit. No, I wish I would have gotten the high end Pro.
Yeah, those can get expensive.
Yeah.
Uh, but the things they can run is also crazy cool.
Yeah, and I mean also like I had my last one for like 5 years.
Yeah. Well, they
Um,
have, well, what the 512 gigabytes of RAM, whatever Mac Studio M3 chip that is, that can run a Quant 4 of the real version of
oh wow.
DeepSeek. Yeah, it's that big and
All
get
right.
decent speed. There we go. So we should be, let's see, the back end done, requirements done. Now we have to, let's see, we're done with that. So we go down a little further. There we go. Let's go ahead and copy the configuration one. There you go. Now we're there. That takes care of all that. So let's do a test run. I usually like to do one anyways, just to make sure this installs, and especially on a Mac, go down further. There we go. That command right there.
Oh,
That ran like a dream. So
okay.
the back end is now running, and we can open up a new terminal. Keep that one open, and let's
Oh,
open what? Yeah.
yeah, I almost closed it out. Can I do like a new tab or is that only Windows?
Nope.
I
You can
wonder.
do Windows can do a new tab.
New window.
Yep. There we go. Now let's go
All right,
CD
let me do
brain
it in
drive.
it. Let me do it as a tab because
Okay.
here we go. All right. So CD brain drive.
Yep. And we're going to go into the plugin directories first.
Okay.
So now you're in nope. Let's skip out one back end. Let's skip back into one. So CD dot dot. Oh,
Didn't
press
like
enter.
that.
Oh, didn't like that. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Nope. There we go.
Okay, go CD space dot dot. There we go. Okay, now CD space plugin. Oh, you need an S.
Plugins.
Yes, plugins. And if Mac works to anything like Unix, if once you get part of the word done, just hit tab and it'll do it for it, do the rest for you. So now we have plugins. So let's go CD and type B and then hit tab. Let's see if
Nope.
it, no, okay. It's going to be a capital B.
There you go. I,
There,
I,
okay.
I hit tab that time. It worked.
Yeah, let me get here.
Hit
That's
enter.
no, because there's two different directories you need from here. Hold on, I'm trying to get to the GitHub. So the first one is from there, type in basic capital B AI chat. And, oh, no space. In fact, just go capital B
Capital B.
and tab. There you go. Go into that. These directions are in the plugin README, by the way. Just I know I'm talking rather than you reading it. npm space install. And what this is doing, it is installing everything that goes with the React package for this plugin. And
Okay.
now npm run build.
Like that.
Yep. Maybe it didn't like the caps. Whoa. It installed. Oh, permission denied. It did not install. Okay, so we will have to work out on a Mac what's the issue right there because I do not know. What if you go up above, what is it saying there? Yeah, right there. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to make a directory, but it doesn't have the permissions to do it.
Should we paste this into Chat GPT?
Sure, because if why not? That's what I would do because it's Mac.
It's so crazy.
It is.
We're I'm trying to install a local AI system and getting this error.
Yep.
Please help. Should I try this?
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you right now, I would.
This is a computer password it's asking for, right?
Yeah, your password probably as administrator. If you log in on it as a password, it probably wants your password.
Okay, I put it in and hit enter.
Yep. So there we go. Now let's do the npm run build and see what happens.
This one right here. npm
Um,
install. We need to do this first, right?
well, we already did the install, but but what we did right there, that remove might have taken it out. So let's go ahead and let's do the install again, just in case.
Okay, how do I do that?
npm space install.
Space build.
Nope, nope, nope. We're just doing an install. That's just 2 words. There you go. Okay, that works. That worked perfectly. So now it's npm space run space build. There we go. That is doing what it should. Yep. Okay, now we're going to go outside of this. And the other one is, okay, cd space dot dot. There we go.
This in a new tab, right?
You didn't have to do a new tab, but it's fine if you do. And this is coming from somebody lazy enough where he has like 25 tabs up right now.
Okay.
And now let's go into it's capital letters on the starting word. It's BrainDrive settings.
Like
We're
that.
CD. Nope. Go CD space BrainDrive settings, all one word.
Like that.
Yep. Now we do the npm space install. And then npm space run space build. And that's it. Okay,
Okay.
we go cd space dot dot and then then do it again. There we go, front drive. Okay, now let's go cd front end. We're almost done.
Front space end or
Nope, just front end. Okay, now the npm space install again. There we go. And now let's do it just in case on Max, npm space run space build. We probably don't need it for what we're going to do, but just in case. And let's go to the first tab where we have the server at. Let's
Here?
see. Yep, here's fine. Um, Control C that really quick and let's run it again just to make sure. Since
What
we
do you
did,
mean Control C?
well, Control C should, or the command, we're just trying to close out that process and then restart it.
I don't know how to do that.
Ooh, can you, does your keyboard have a control?
It has a control, yep.
And then hit Control C.
Control C.
There you go.
Okay.
Then now let's do an up arrow key. There you go. Now press enter. There you go. Now it's running again. And I just wanted to make sure that the plugins were taken into account. So let's go to our front end tab. There we go. And npm space run space dev. Oh, stop. We forgot to do didn't we? Hold on. Yep. Here we go. Do a dir real quick in that directory. Oh, ls. There we go. Should be an n. There should be an environment file in that directory. Why don't you have one? Unless you're just not seeing it the way. Yep, it's there. Let's see if you can if you can see it with a command. Type cp space dot. This will be all one word. Dot env dot example space dot env or yep env. Sorry.
Yeah, why?
Enter.
What's up? Hold on,
Okay.
Dave. What's up? No. No, you guys are done with that. You want to go play outside. Um,
Enter.
enter.
Yep. Okay. Now we go to npm. Basically what we did, we took the example env file, environment file, and even though you couldn't see it, we took it and just copied it and made sure it was an active one.
Okay.
So now let's go to npm space run space dev. Hit enter. There we go. If we take, you can try the local host first. Put that in a browser.
Hey, look at that.
Yep. And as I noticed on your Mac, if you thought it was fast over here on the internet, that thing zipped up fast.
What do you mean?
Well, yours popped up so much faster than mine.
Why's that?
Because maybe it's just the Macs are faster with their browser. Who knows? It was
Oh
yours
yeah.
just popped.
Okay, I'm in.
Yep.
Exciting.
Okay, we now know it works on a Mac.
Okay, so the AI chat page is here, but it's not here yet, right?
Yeah, correct. We haven't done that part of changing over the BrainDrive dashboard over into that yet.
Okay, and now, so I have BrainDrive, and now I need to download it. Well, I need to use Olama, right?
Correct. And if you already have Olama installed, you
I
are
do.
ready to. You're okay. Go to the AI chat page again.
I need to fire it up though, right? Olama.
I do not know if yours is already fired up or not.
Yeah, I need to fire it
Okay.
up. I haven't been using it. This is this is like the first viral moment, right? It's like skipped out of your environment there. Or I guess Beck was the second person to install it.
Yep.
Okay. Do I need to update this?
You nope. Whatever models you have, it's going to probably be good.
Okay. So I got Olama running
Yep.
now.
Now let's go down to your pages. Oh,
Hey, oh, they're already there.
yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Like I said,
And you
this thing.
fixed it so it doesn't have the long ass names anymore, too.
Well, no, because mine do because I get weird crap from Hugging Face, which
Oh, I
comes
see.
and I download them weirdly as well from directly from Hugging Face. So I do things that nobody else should be doing. And as soon as I can figure out how to rename stuff, let me assure you that's going to be a plugin here. There you go.
They tell the same jokes over
Uh,
and over again, right?
yep. They all come from the same data files.
It's got to load up, right?
Yeah. Olama does not like to load up a bunch. So depending upon how much memory is sitting, I mean, you said it's already 8, so it's like it's going to have to dump the entire other one, and then bring the other one up.
I see.
And sometimes that takes a minute, and that's where it's like there's also some requirements needed on the back end of coding of this to check for timeouts and things like that, and to
Right.
improve that functionality. Yeah, so it
Now,
just
why
might.
wouldn't you have it set to streaming?
That Nope, it's already on my list to do.
Okay.
That is already on my list of when I get to these plugins to go to streaming, because streaming just works better.
Yeah.
Yep. Now see, try putting. Hold on, let's do one
Sure.
more thing. Put in tell a joke again. Oh, you might have to reload this really quick. Just go out of the page. Okay, or you can go this way. Oh, yeah, you're still gonna have to go to plug it. There you go. Now come. There you go. I just have to get the load to work better there. Now,
Let's go to
whichever. Yep.
three. Let's go to the 1 billion parameter
Yep.
model.
And type in and hit the streaming one.
Hit streaming.
Yeah, just because that's what you want. Yep, there you go. Because streaming should improve results, given the fact that the timeout is basically on when the first token is received, and if it's streaming, the first token should be received
It's
faster.
definitely my computer because it's like it's the Zoom is bugging out
Okay, yeah,
while
yeah.
this
Then
is happening.
okay, yep. Then this would definitely be not really a computer issue, but it's hogging up all the RAM.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
there we
there we
go.
go. Yep,
Now. Oh wow, that was I didn't
yeah,
even scroll down before it came up.
yeah, yeah. Once it's in memory, then you're pretty good.
That wow, I can't even Wow,
And
that's
yes,
great.
it scrolling for you is part of the tweaks that are needed for this
Well,
to go
yeah, and I mean
live.
this should really be this should be
Y-
responsive to the
Yep.
screen, right?
No, it should be, and it also should be able to handle a single screen and the scroll bar handling the rest. Like I said, there are things that I'm completely unhappy with this. But if you look at this in BrainDrive Studio, it runs like it should. That's why I was that difference between what you see is not what you're getting right now.
Right. That's fine. All right.
But the speed is there. It's responsive. It's doing what we wanted to, or in my mind, where I wanted to be at this point, and moving forward.
Well, interesting. It's slower over here.
Probably because it has to refresh for a moment. But you're doing a different model.
Oh, it's a different model.
Yep, yep. Yeah, you caused it.
I
See, but
see.
it's already loaded.
There we go.
See, here it does what I envisioned it doing, because you
Yeah.
didn't have to scroll.
Yeah.
That, like I said, that's the AI chat dynamic page renderer is one of the first ones I coded, and this plugin studio is the third version I did.
This is fast. This is fast.
I have no problems in thinking that we can keep up with anybody, whatever they want to do.
This is really fast.
And this is what I was talking about. When you do plugins, you don't have to load everything in the world up and go through it with every prompt. You are just surgically doing whatever you're targeting to do, and that's it. No less, no more.
It's
That's the,
working.
yep, and that's the speed you get.
It's actually working. Ah, this is great. All right. Amazing. And you didn't even have to really, what do you have to adjust a couple things in the README for the
Yep,
Mac?
yep.
Or you're
For
not gonna
Mac,
have to do you're not gonna have to do a lot of work for the
nope,
Mac.
exactly. I have a few tweaks on the Mac. I have a few tweaks on the my testing for on the Windows. The local host didn't load for me, but this could be because I've screwed my machine up through development. Yeah.
Okay. So Beck should be good to try this again then, right?
Yes. Yep. If he wants to go through the process and install it again, he should be. Hey, if you can install this, Beck should be able to install this, right?
Yeah. So tell me what we did. Like, what were all the things that we just did?
Okay. First of all, we downloaded the entire project from GitHub.
You have time, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
We downloaded the entire project from GitHub. And then we went through the steps of building each of the stages. And the first one is the back end. We made sure it had all the components necessary, and we did a test run before we introduced any other elements. That was the back end part. Then we can shut that down if we want, or you can keep it running. It doesn't matter. Then we move to plug.
Wait a minute. What is the back end?
That's the server that sits in the back end. That if we were doing managed hosting, that would sit in the cloud, and everybody would go to that back end. That's where your user information is stored, your chats are stored, everything like that. And that's basically a back end called a server, whichever way whatever term you want, somebody wants to apply to it. Um,
Okay.
then we go through and we had to build each plugin so that in a perfect world that'll be a script handled for you. But right now, each plugin needs to be built up and then loaded into the back end so it knows to deliver them. Make sense there?
So we did the back end server stuff.
Yep.
That's what everything connects to and database and blah blah blah.
Yes.
Then we did the plugin architecture, basically the
Yep.
plugin system, BrainDrive Studio.
No, that just does the plugins itself. That's it.
Okay.
Nothing more, nothing
So the
less.
plugins that you developed
Yep.
that run the AI chat,
Yep.
basically. Okay.
And then we move to the front end. And,
James, can you shut that door and stop coming up here, please? You hear me?
kids.
This is why we don't do calls normally.
It's all good. Hey, we have
Sorry.
kids.
So these are the plugins that you developed,
Yep.
and basically in the future that'll be like a different. Basically, we're just installing the plugins, basically.
Correct. And as I say, because there's no install process, there's no, in it.
Samantha, I'm on the call. Okay, so you guys need to stay. No, you guys need to stay downstairs. You're gonna be quiet. All right.
When we get to the perfect world, as in what like managed hosting and a little more mature, this will all be handled for users. They'll go to the interface. They'll say, "Hey, I want to use that plugin." It'll grab it. It'll build it for them, and then it'll be there for them. They won't have to do anything other than that. They won't have to go to the back end at all.
Okay, and what about on their local machine?
On their local machine, it's the same thing. The same thing that'll work in managed hosting will work here.
So
For right now,
basically, you just go in. It'll be like pulling down a module or something on a website builder.
yes, exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Same principle. This is the start. When they started it, they probably started out much the same way, where that first inner run, they had to have the back end and they did it by hand. And then that's the first step to doing it fancy.
Got it. Okay.
And then,
So
and then we
all
put
right,
the
so we did
front
the
end
back
together. Yep.
end, then we installed the plugins.
Yep. And then
And
front
right
end.
now, like if you coded up another plugin, I'd have to go back to terminal and put in
Yep.
like, okay, got it.
Yep.
And then what do
The
we do?
front end.
And then we did the front end, and that's
Yep.
the user interface and all that.
Yes.
Okay. So those are the three things that we installed.
Correct. And
Okay.
that's it. And right after that, it ran.
And in the future, for local,
For local, I want to see one EXE in a perfect world that you download or whatever, and it does it all for you. You're up and running.
like we built for Open Web UI.
Yep.
Okay. So you just run through the exe and the stuff that we just did. But basically, I mean, for a programmer, especially, basically, if you had done this on a Mac, once you update the
Yep.
instructions, it's like 6 or 7 commands. It's
Yep.
not like it's
Yeah,
even if
I
you're not
tried
a
to when I developed this, I tried to knowing where I was heading. It was like
yeah,
I didn't want a bunch of fancy commands. I didn't want some strange, bizarre thing that needs to be done. It should have been dot 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 dot. And the only thing added right now, extra, of course, is the plugins.
right.
And but it's like once we get to the KDs, we're going to be gold there. But right now, it's just hey, any developer, this is simple.
Yeah. So great.
And me not knowing a Mac and you never installing this before, we were done in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, that
All
right
right.
there.
Do you wanna try on a Windows now?
We can do that if you want. I'm,
Why not? Right?
yeah. Yep.
All right.
Exactly.
Let me get off of here and I'll come back on.
Okay.